Coming soon. Jolting tales of horror. Creepshow. From the author of Carrie, The Shining, and Cujo. And the creator of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. You'll scream at ghastly ghouls. Cringe at weird kids. And shiver at the doings of evil doctors.
This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Verrill.
Creepshow will grab you, grow on you, and give you the creeps.
No, this is going to be an entirely new experience.
Creepshow, the most fun you'll ever have being scared.
My mic's muted. I forgot to unmute my mic. Hey, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. That was the trailer for Creepshow. We're doing a double bill tonight. We're doing Creepshow and Creepshow 2. So it could be here for quite a while. But let's see who we've got in the chat. We've got Wingrace and we've got Joshua. Welcome. Welcome. Right. Let me get myself sorted here now. By the way, I'm a bit angry because I've been faffing with my camera today. Not this one, not that one, the one that's next to it there. This one here is me 20 quid. I think it was about 20 quid. It wasn't very expensive anyway, webcam. And I've been faffing about with my DSLR, which is next to it. I can't get the bugger to work properly. I bought myself a bloody HDMI capture thing for USB. Plugged it in, didn't work. I went, ooh, I was getting angry. Ooh. Anyway, let's do Creepshow 2. Hey, so let me get this sorted. I forgot what to do. There we go. Info about Creepshow 2. Written by... It's a decent webcam, but I prefer the look of the DSLR because you can like focus it and make the background a bit more blurry and stuff, can't you? But it'll do. It does the job. Is there still no audio? I hope I'm. Hang on, just let me check again. Let me check. Make sure there is audio. Where are we? There. Yes, I am. Yes, there is audio. There's audio now. Right. Anyway. Wingrace says, I don't have great quality on my channel, but I've seen several channels lately with like 50,000 subs and horrible audio and pictures, so no worries. Yeah, I've seen the same. I've seen some channels that, you know, you think, how do they get so many subs? They must know how to work the algorithm, but I don't. But we reached 300, we're on 302 subs at the moment. Fingers crossed. I don't like broadcasting it because they always go down after a congratulate everybody. Anyway, right. So where were we? Creepshow. 1982, great year for film. That year we also had Star Trek 2 and The Thing and E.T. and Blade Runner and all these other films, and we also had Creepshow. Directed by the late great George A. Romero, written by Stephen King. I think he wrote the screenplay, and it's based on you know, the horror comics of the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. Horror comics, maybe like a bit like that one. I've got a weird Wonder Tales. Now, I'm not a big comic person, but I saw this once in a comic shop. I thought, oh, I'll get that, and it is pretty good. It's from 1975, a Marvel Weird Wonder Tales. It's got The Murder Mirror, That's so that'd be a good. Anyway, that'd be a good Creepshow story, wouldn't it? But don't be half a man, it says on the advert. Charles Atlas, world #1 bodybuilder. And other stuff. It's a decent little comic. And it didn't cost a bomb. But yeah, based on those sorts of comics, directed by, as I said, George A. Romero, written by Stephen King. Also stars Stephen King and Leslie Nielsen and a million people. E.G. Marshall. Who else? Ted Danson. We've got Ed Harris in there. Vivica Lindfors. I'm probably mispronouncing that. And what else? I've got another one up there, by the way. Can you see it there? Like, maybe you can't see it, but I've got a Dracula Lives comic up there as well, which I've never read. It's in there, and I've never got round to reading it. Right. Anyway, what else? What else were I going to say? Creepshow had a budget of $8 million, which that's not to be sniffed at back in 1982, to be honest. Box office of $21 million, so it did okay. And we've 3 stories with a prologue about young Billy and his dad, Tom Atkins, who's a bit of a git. And then with 3 stories: Father's Day, The Lonesome Death of Geordie Verrill, Something to Tide You Over, The Crate, which is everybody's favourite, and They're Creeping Up on You, which I don't know why that's the last one. I'd have had The Crate last, because The Crate's the best story. But maybe it's because it's E.G. Marshall and he demanded top billing in the final story. Maybe, I don't know. Right. Anyway, so let's get on with it. As usual, I'm not going to be just playing the film. We're going to be going through it in a series of stills. Might play the odd snippet. What else? What else we're going to say? I can't remember. I was going to say something else. Oh, I'm going to plug. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you subscribed already. We're also live on Rumble, so let me check. Yes, we are. But nobody in the chat there. And we're also live on Twitch, and it's working there as well. Hooray! So there we go. And later on, I'll also be on Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't talk to me there for the next couple of hours because I'm busy. But the links for those are in the description, as are the links for my 2 books. I've got to keep plugging them. I don't think I sell any, but I've got to keep plugging them. Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff. And Silent Predator, a very short horror novella about big cats running around North Yorkshire eating people. Is that it? Can we get on with film now? Yes, we can. Right, so get to that one. There we go. Hang on, I didn't put that in. There we go. So the film begins. What's that doing there? I'm a full screen. View. Always on top. Is that it? I don't know. There we go. Right, we're off. So, Warner Brothers. There we go. I've got to remember my buttons. Are we going, by the way? Yes, we are. Right, so let's get on with this. The skip's 3 seconds on this, by the way. So if you hear tippity tappeting, it's me on my keyboard with my shift and right. So we start off, we hear Tom Atkins, who's popped up quite a lot in these Friday Night Appointment with Fears. I think we've had him in The Fog, and we've had him in Halloween 3. We've had him in this. Maybe one day I'll do Night of the Creeps, because he's in that as well, isn't he? But yeah, he pops up quite regularly, it seems. More regularly than Peter Cushing. We haven't done a Peter Cushing one for a while. Anyway, we hear him is chastising his young son, Billy, about his horror comics, saying it's all a load of crap, and he's giving him, all sorts of grief. See a nice Halloween pumpkin there, so it must be Halloween. And here he is, being horrible, and he even gives him a clout. Gives him a. That is there before he hits him, so maybe he hit him earlier on. I don't know. There's his wife, who doesn't stick up for her son really. He says he's going to throw them all in the trash because he's horrible. He's an abusive father. He gets his comeuppance. He does. Gets his comeuppance. There you go. He's gone outside. Throw the comics in the trash. His mother, I think, is his mother's kind of saying, you're being a bit hard on him, and he's saying, he's a bit like, I forgot his name, that bloke from the Twisted Sister videos. What do you want to do with your life? One of them. He's one of them sort of guys, American dad, with his beer. I'm sorry for the Americans out there, But anyway, there we go. Here we see the creep. I don't know what they call him. In the second one, he's animated, and Tom Savini doing that a lot. But in this one, he's some sort of puppet. Is it he or she? I don't know. But anyway, comes to in there, goes smiling, and then we go to the good animated, and then we go to the. There we go. Creepshow, jolting tales of horror, a Laurel production. Come on, get on with it. Adrian Barbeau, Fritz Weaver, Vivica Linfors. We've probably also missed some out with the 3-second skip. Let's just get on with it. Get past this bit. Here we go. We start off with Father's Day. I think it's Father's Day first, isn't it? I like Wingrace says. Hang on, look at some of these chats in. I like a good beer, but I'm not a dad. Lol. I'm a dad. I don't drink a lot of beer. I like a beer every now and again, but I don't drink a lot of it. I always feel guilty when I'm at the doctors and stuff. They'll say, "Oh, do you drink?" And I always feel like I'm lying when I say, "Not really," because I might like have a couple at Christmas, and that's about it. But there you go. Anyway, where were we? Right, so we're starting Father's Day. Off we go. So there we go. Start off as a drawing, and then we cut to real life. Right, they're all here to. Actually, can't remember. I was faffing with my camera while this bit were on. Some sort of inheritance thing going on with Nathan. I forgot his name. Nathan, somebody or other. Let me look it up. Nathan Grantham is some rich bloke, and all the families here to do whatever. Or they all come every year to celebrate Father's Day. I think that's it. Yeah, the annual dinner on the 3rd Sunday in June, which must be Father's Day. I don't know. Can't remember. And then we've got the family matriarch, Aunt Bedelia, who is Vivica Linfors, who you may know from the original Stargate movie. I've seen her in some other things as well, but I mostly know her from that. And that it's an open secret that she murdered Nathan Grantham, her father. Don't know if she did or not, but it's kind of a family thing. But anyway, so they're there for that. I think they've all got to go, and show the faces so they get their inheritance or something like that. I don't know. I won't really pay much attention, to be honest. This would be like a Monday Moan bit, this, isn't it? I don't like this segment. To be honest, I'm one of these people that actually prefer Creepshow 2 over Creepshow 1. I mean, what's going on? But I do. I think Creepshow, this one's, I think it's a bit too long. It's a 2-hour film, is this? Who's going to perform the Jimmy Durante bit? Is that in the? I can't actually remember. Dear. Anyway, old schnoz. Right. So there we see a young Ed Harris with hair, just about. There he is. Look, before he became super famous. Right. So this is great Aunt Bedelia. Is it Bedelia arriving? So they're all going on about, how they want the money and stuff and all that. And they've all got the plots and plans. I just want to get through this. I just want to get through this one. Get to the good bits, basically. There's a lot of talking as well in this one, to be honest. That's from Greed, is it? I don't know. So let's just get through this bit. So, come on, arrive, woman. Oh, I can't do that, can I? She's arriving. No, she's here with the booze. I think she pours it on his grave, on Nathan. I forgot his name already. Grantham's grave. Well, the actor, I know we see him in a flashback or whatever, but I can't remember his name. Hang on. Nathan Grantham, John Lormer. If he'd have asked me his name, I wouldn't have known. But he's got one of those faces that he's been in a million things. You'll know him when you see him. You'll know him when you see him. Anyway, off we go. Carry on. There he is. That's him. That's him. There you go. He said he wants his cake, and she had to make cakes for him every Father's Day. She hated him for it. And the story is that she there you go. She bashed him with is it a doorstop or whatever? There he is. Look, bashed, and now he's buried in the family graves. But anyway, but I think she gets her comeuppance in a moment because she doesn't care. And here he is. He's coming out of his grave now. He's Nathan saying, "I want my cake." He never got his cake before he died. Meanwhile, is this Ed Harris dancing? This is the bit of the film we've all been waiting for. Here he's up, really as good as Gil Gerard in Buck Rogers dancing. Boo, 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 boo. There they are. Look, letting his hair hang out. While you've got it, Ed. While you've got it. So there we go. The wondering what's happened to Great Aunt Bedelia. There are cars there, but she's nowhere to be seen. So Ed Harris, what's his character's name? I can't remember. Ed Harris. Hank goes looking for her out into the spooky cemetery, or family plot, I suppose you'd call it. He finds the bottle, and he just has a settle down in a shallow grave by the looks of it. And then he finds the body of Great Aunt Bedelia, and then he gets smushed by this headstone. There we go. Yeah. For some reason, he's rooted to the spot, and there's Nathan saying he wants his cake. Move. Oh, there we go. And then there were three. I think there's three left, isn't there? So they're all moaning, being all snobby and elitist. We're waiting for them to get what's coming to them. And here he is now. He arrives, Uncle. Is he Uncle? Whatever. And Nathan Grantham, and he's got his cake in a minute. Or he's going to get his cake in a minute. He's going to come in any minute now, saying he's got his cake. Here he is. I've got my cake, and then he's got that woman, whoever she was. Who was she? She was. You know what? I don't know. I can't find her. Is it Elizabeth? Cass Blaine? I don't actually bloody know. I don't know. No, it's Sylvia. It's Sylvia. He's got Sylvia, and he's got his cake. Hang on, let's go back again and play it. I got my cake, and then turns to make it look like a comic book, with the stylized backgrounds. Whoa. There we go. I got my cake. She's screaming badly. And there you go. Sylvia's head on a platter, but with candles in. There we go. That's the end of that one. Right, next one up is the whatever fate of Geordie Verrill. What's it called? I've forgotten. The Lonesome Death of Geordie Verrill. That one. This is a fan favourite because it's got Stephen King in it, doing his best acting. Dear. Looks like Peter Weller when he has hair. A little bit, yeah. He's got a little bit of a Peter Weller look. But there you go. Right, so Geordie Verrill's out in his field. He's a bit of a bumpkin. And then we see this meteor arrive. It's snazzy effect, I must admit. For a low budget. Well, it's not that low budget film, is it really? $8 million in 1982. I mean, it's it's not a massive budget. I mean, you had films like That's a Star Trek 2, which came out the same year, which had a $20 million budget. So, but it's, you know, not to be sniffed at. This kind of reminds me of the Blob. This story, but without the blob, with, you know, plant stuff instead. Anyway, he finds this meteorite now. A meteor before it hit the Earth. Now it's a meteorite. And there you go. He prods it, and he gets meteor shit on his hand, on his fingers. So he touches it. And we've missed that bit, have we? Oh no, he's still. Then he starts having these fantasies about how much he's going to get for this meteor. He's got it in a bucket, look, and paying him money and all that. He's going to be rich because of his meteor. And it breaks, and he thinks, "Oh no, they'll not pay more for a broken meteor." And then he gets meteor shit on it. And he thinks about, "Oh no, it's worthless because it's broken in half." Then he gets good calls. Hang on, get that up there. Similar start to the Blob. I love both versions of the latter. Yeah, good in the Blob. Like I said, the Steve McQueen one and the Shawnee Smith, Kevin Dillon one from is it 88? That's a good version, is that? It's a good one. Yeah, similar start in it, but instead of meteor shit, the other fella gets the Blob on a stick, doesn't it? And it goes down his arm. Anyway, so Geordie Verrill goes back into his house with his meteor shit on his hand. And there you go, he's drinking away. And slowly, there you go, he sees it on his hand. He can't get it off. He's fantasizing about going to the doctor. Talk about chopping his hand off and stuff like that. In the meantime, he's spreading it all over his body. There you go, it's spreading out of his, spreading around his property as well. A bit like the red weed from War of the Worlds, but it's green. There it is, it's spreading, look. Spreading. Could he find an older TV? I think we used to have one that looked a bit like that. Back in the days when I was a kid and we were very, very poor, and I don't know where my mum got this old telly from, but it looked a bit like that, with a tiny little screen in the middle of a big, massive wooden box. And a big dial to change the channels. It was awful, and it buzzed. Anyways, as we see there, it's starting to, the weed is taking him over. It's on his lips there and everything. Anyway, getting worse and worse, and he can't do anything about it. And, quite a short segment, this, I must admit. But it's quite sad and melancholy, as you can see, because he's basically trapped in his house, sort of. He can't stop this this weed from consuming him and his property. He's trying his best, but nothing works. Nothing works. And eventually, see, the house is getting overtaken. There we go. Eventually, we see him sitting in a corner with a shotgun. He's, you know, can't take it anymore. And he blows his plant brains out. Maybe he turns into the Thing from another world, because that were a plant-based alien, wasn't it? Maybe it's related to that. Maybe it's a prequel or a sequel or a same universe. It isn't. I'm just making things up. So there we go. That's the end of that one. I said that was a quickie, that one, and it's one of the better ones, to be honest. Anyway, next up we come to Something to Tide You Over. What can we see here? I can't make out this. X-ray specs, some sort of mummy. Oh, as we can see there, there's a cutout missing. It might have shown it actually. If we go back a bit. Oh, by the way, the final shot of the lonesome death of Geordie Verrill is the weed heading to Boston. So it's a bit apocalyptic, isn't it? Bit apocalyptic, that. But let's just see if we can pause this on a good space. As it changes to a comic book. There we go. There we go. A voodoo doll. This comes back later. As you can see, it's being cut out as the order form thing. Castle Rock. I never finished that show. Was it good? I enjoyed it. I think I watched it all. I like subscribe to Shudder just to watch it, and then there was nothing else I really wanted to watch on Shudder, so I'd unsubscribed. But it was pretty good, I think. They had like 2 or 3 seasons, didn't they? And I think I enjoyed it for what it was. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, as you can see, the order form's been cut out. So somebody's ordered this voodoo doll. This is the comic that Billy's dad put in the trash, by the way. Anyway, right, so now we cut to Leslie Nielsen, who's the baddie in this one. I mean, by this time, he became known as a comedy actor, at Leslie Nielsen. 1980, he'd done Airplane. And but he's playing a baddie in this one. A heavy. Anyway, who's this? Oh, it's Ted Danson, and he's getting a visit from Leslie Nielsen. I can't remember the names of the characters. I'll have a look. Hang on. Where are we? Richard Vickers is Leslie Nielsen's character, and Ted Danson plays Harry Wentworth, and we've also got Richard Vickers' wife, Becky, who is portrayed by Galen Ross. That name rings a bell, but I don't know where from. Anyway, so he gets a visit, and Richard Vickers is accusing Harry Wentworth of having an affair with his wife. I think he's got proof of it. I don't know. Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. I remember. I was so faffy with my camera when this bit were on. What's that one? The end of what's that? St. King kind of reminded me. Stephen King reminds me of the 80s movie Troll. Oh, right. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't think I've seen Troll, and I've not seen Troll 2 either. It's Troll 2, the famous one that is like got nothing to do with the first one. And he's like famously one of the worst movies ever made, I think. But no, I've not seen that one. Not seen Troll. I don't think. Anyway, so he takes Ted Danson out to the beach and buries him in the sand up to his neck. Or maybe he does it in a minute. I don't know. Yes, well, he gets him to dig his own grave. Not grave, but dig his own hole in the sand. Pulls a gun on him. So he does that and tells him to pull in all the sand around him. So he's buried up to his neck. There we go. In sand. Haunted. And then he brings loads of audio, video, a TV, but closed circuit TV and a camera and stuff like that. Put in front of him, and we see that I think he's got his wife Becky somewhere else. Look, and the tide's coming in, so we see that she's drowning. She's done a similar thing with her. But he's into his AV stuff. Is Leslie Nielsen in this? So basically, watch him killing his wife. He's drowning his wife, and then I think Ted Danson realizes he's going to drown as well. And then I think we cut to a little shot of Ted underwater. Probably missed it. I probably missed. I've probably gone too far. There's his wife. We're going to get to Ted. Come on, Ted. You're watching him. He's watching his wife still. There you go, Ted. They're both getting covered up by the tide, and there's Ted getting his wife. I think he says, "I'm gonna get you," and then we see him. He's drowning underwater. Anyway, so Leslie recovers his equipment. I don't think, and wonders why there's no bodies there. So he's a bit curious, but he goes back home, thinks nothing of it. He's just murdered 2 people. You know, and he hears noises. There you go. He's got his CCTV stuff around. There's a bit of a mist rolling in, and he gets a visit. Here we go from Ted Danson and his wife. He is pretty sadistic in this, but there's some not very nice characters in this film, to be honest. Leslie Nielsen in this one, and Tom Atkins, the dad, and the E.G. Marshall character in the last one, and Adrian Barbeau in the crate. Anyway, so he's having a shower. Looks a bit very Frank Drebin, just like a scene from Police Squad, isn't it? Anyway, so he knows something's up. He's going to get his visit from the two dead bodies, all corpseified. Come on, frame yourself. There we are. There we are. Back a bit. There we are. So they're obviously, covered in seaweed and stuff. Pretty good makeup. I think he does shoot them. Yes, he does shoot him in the head, but obviously it does no good because they're already dead. So they get got. Try and get him, but they do get him because there's no escaping him. And they have to go back into the sea. Oh, they buried him up to his neck, and he gets the same fate as they did. All is well, yes. All is well in the world because Ted Danson has drowned Leslie Nielsen. There we go. There we go. And he's saying, I can hold my breath for a long time. That's how it ended. Right, the crate. Everybody's favourite one is this, the crate. Hey, welcome, kiddies. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a bit edgy. That's what he says there. This writing here. Maybe I'm still feeling the effects of our last story, or maybe it's just because I haven't been out in a long time. That's it. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I'm not the creep. I'm just a creep. Right, so this is the caretaker of this school or college or whatever it is. I'll just check. Horlicks University, that's what it is. This is Mike, the janitor, and he finds this crate underneath the stairs. There it is. It's been there a long time, over 100 years, 150 years, I think it's been there. Anyway, then we cut to some sort of garden party, I presume with people from the university. And then we meet Hal Holbrook, who we've also seen in Friday Night Appointment with Fear in The Fog. He played the priest in The Fog. Who is what's he called? Henry Northrop and his wife, Billy, Wilma Billy, played by the lovely Adrian Barbeau, but she's not lovely in this. But she's horrible. He's a bit of a cook, as in C-U-C-K cook, not a cookhold, no, not a chef. Anyway, then she's always bringing him down. Hang on, where are we? She's always bringing him down. We also meet Fritz Weaver. There he is on the right. There's Fritz Weaver. I've missed something. There we go. Who's been in a lot of things, but I mostly remember him as a Cardassian in Deep Space Nine. Think of the children, sir. I think it's the one with where Chief O'Brien gets accused of, a crime, and he's his attorney. But anyway, so there he is. And then I think we have a little bit of Hal Holbrook imagining his shooting his wife in a minute. Them two are friends, by the way, Henry and I forgot his name already. Fritz Weaver's character. And we also learn that he's got an eye for the young ladies. There we go. Which comes into play later on. He gets a phone call from Mike, that Mike's found something under the stairs, so they've got to go and check it out. So off he goes to the university. Meanwhile, Henry has his little fantasy about shooting his wife. She's putting him down, and so he blows her away, puts a bullet in her head, and everybody puts his gun away, and everybody applauds. Everybody's happy. Well, and then find out it were all a fantasy, and she's still there. Meanwhile, Mike and Fritz Weaver are there at the university, and here we go. Shipped to Horlicks University via Julia Carpenter, whoever that is. Arctic expedition, June 19th, 1834. Kind of Lovecraft vibes for some reason. I don't know why. It should have said Arkham University or something like that, shouldn't it? But I don't know who Julia Carpenter is. Does it say? Shall we have a look? See if Julia Carpenter's got any relevance. No, don't know. I don't know. Maybe Julia Carpenter is the wife, maybe, of the carpenter man who was on the expedition. I don't know. Anyway, so I think they open up the crate, they take the padlocks off. Must have a key. Well, they moved it first. They moved it into one of the classrooms. I can hear moving about inside. Meanwhile, she's still giving him a hard time. He hates her. And I don't know why he stays with her. They haven't got kids. She keeps saying, he can't get it up and all that. But they get it open. They take the padlocks off and they take the nails out. Big old nails. Nice production, production design. They're not just regular nails, they're like old-fashioned square nails, and it's from 150 years ago. But then he looks in, and then I think we get his first glimpse of whatever's in there. Here we go. Something grabs him, grabs Mike. Weaver's trying to stop it. The crate tips over, and something grabs him and takes him in. There we go. A big hairy monster hand drags him into the crate, and I think we see all blood spurting down him in a moment. And he runs out, finds his student, and he's all like, "There's a monster," and all that. And nobody believes him, obviously. I think he's crazy. I think the crate's sort of like, I think the creature, whatever's taking its crate back under the stairs. I think they go back to the classroom. There's nothing there. I think I could be wrong. Oh, there you go. They see that it's dragged it back. There's blood. So there is evidence of something going on. And I think maybe he thinks that Fritz Weaver's done it himself, murdered Mike. Anyway, they follow the blood back under the stairs. Maybe the creature likes it there. We find one of Mike's shoes. And then this student cops for it, I think. In a minute. Yep, someone drags him under the stairs. The lighting changes. And Fritz goes to his friend Henry and tells him about what's happening. And Henry's like, crikey. Pretty tall tale. He's covered in blood. But they've got to work out what to do. Meanwhile, Henry's hatching a plan. Leaves a note for his wife. So he's headed to the university. Check it out. He's giving the crate a prod. He was cleaning up after his friend. Meanwhile, she's moaning as usual. I think he's just thinking about her, moaning at him. This is where he's hatching his plan about what he's going to do. She's reading his note. He's had to go into the university to deal with Fritz Weaver's character, and it concocts some story about he's got involved with a young student and all that, and there's been an accident and stuff like that, and That's why he's gone. Anyway, so she goes to investigate. Basically, he knows she'll come and have a nosy, basically. And she gets her comeuppance in a way. He's showing her. It's told of a tale that is made up about, this Fritz Weaver's character's accidentally killed this young student, and he's laughing. He said, "What are you laughing for?" He's taking her down here under the stairs. Go and have a look. So she goes and has a look, but nothing happens. And so she gives him more grief, and she tells him, he's rubbish in bed and all that. And we're thinking nothing's going to happen. But then, hey, she gets got. There you go. The creature from the crate gets her, and bites her, and all that cool stuff. So that's the end of not young Billy, end of Billy. Most folks in both of these movies are fairly awful people, says Joshua. Yes, they are, pretty much. It's about, getting your just desserts in it. Both films about people getting their just desserts. Anyway, so he's done away with his wife, and he's got rid of her. So now he's got to chain up the crate again. There he is. Padlock's back on the crate. It shakes and stuff, and it has a moment, but he gets it chained up and he takes it out to a quarry. He gets it into the back of his station wagon or whatever. There's the claws of the beast, and he takes it to a quarry. Apparently, we were found in a quarry, so he takes it back to this quarry. I don't know, but he takes it to this quarry and drops it in. And I was watching this, and I thought, see if it shows us a wide shot. There we go. Is that a matte painting? It looks like a matte painting to me. It's but it showed him dropping the thing down. So unless there's like that bit's a set, just like a wall they've built with some water there, and the rest of it's a matte painting. I don't know. It looks like a matte painting, doesn't it? It doesn't look real. It looks cool, but it doesn't look real. So he tells Fritz Weaver all about it. He said, there's no evidence. She's just disappeared. The crate's at the bottom of that lake, of that quarry. So now he's kind of gets a little bit nasty, because I think he kind of says that Fritz Weaver can't say anything because if he does, he'll dob him in. So they agree just to carry on. They're just going to carry on being friends and playing chess and doing all that stuff, and just forget about it. But then we see, I think, the beast emerges, the crate breaks open, the beast starts swimming out, and we see its eyes there. It's immortal, obviously. It's been under the stairs for 150 years. Joshua says, "Yep, like the ender from Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, that was a matte painting, wasn't it? We saw the back of the titty twister, like a Mayan temple, wasn't it, behind?" Anyway, and there's the creep saying, "Hey, you can't drown your fears quite that easily, Henry. On to our next tale, kiddies." And he's got some weird glasses on. I believe the next one may be the E.G. Marshall one, I think. Yes, they're creeping up on you. So this is the one with E.G. Marshall as somebody. Let me check. I can never remember. Where are we? E.G. Marshall. Where ain't he listed? Should be near the top. Oh, he's there. There's Upson Pratt. A horrible man, a horrible businessman. Who is a bit of a Howard Hughes type. He's obsessed with cleanliness and germs. So he lives in his white penthouse apartment, and he's obsessed with bugs and germs. And we find he's got some cockroaches in his, clean Spartan apartment. So he's not happy about that. So he gets in touch with the caretaker. The fella in charge of the building's on holiday. He's gone on vacation. He's gone to Florida. and there's just a regular caretaker there. So it's saying, if somebody doesn't come and deal with this by midnight, you're out of a job and all that. We also found out his company's taken over another company, and the owner of that company has killed himself because of it. Then he gets a phone call from the widow, saying, I hope you die and all that. You basically killed my husband. He took his own life. Because he's horrible. He's an horrible man. There we are. And we keep hearing his computer chirruping like like cockroaches. And this is a bit reminiscent of that. The X-Files episode. I suppose the X-Files episode is reminiscent of this because it came afterwards. I forgot what they called it. Something of the coprophages. Remember that had all the cockroaches. Like that one. In this one, they've got lots of cockroaches, la cucaracha, and other bugs as well. But there it is. And I imagine I'll look like that in about 5 years. I'm getting there. Anyway, so as we can see, look, it's horrible. Keep seeing there. He sees one on his. Let's go back a bit. He sees one on his. One crawled onto his gloved hand, so he puts it. His little waste disposal unit there. He's not happy. He's not happy. Then I think this is the phone call he's got from the widow of that woman. He's been all horrible to her. Then he gets a phone call from the head of the boss of the building maintenance boss or whatever. And this is where he's telling him that he wants it dealt with by midnight or he'll be out of a job. We find, he was blending up some stuff, and we find there's all cockroaches in his breakfast cereal or whatever it is. Let's go back. There we go. We saw them there in a moment. There you go. He tips them out. There's loads of creepy crawlies. There they are. Look, in his bran flakes or whatever the hell they are. I think this is the caretaker now. Here he is. A weird conversation through the massive spy hole. And this caretaker says, he'll get the exterminators in by 11:30 or something. So he says, fair enough. That's good. You'll go far. And he's got a bit racist in this bit, but anyway. Right. So he's got to deal with the bugs that's in his apartment, even though I think the exterminators on their way. But there's lots of bugs. I don't know where they're coming from, all these bugs, by the way. Are they like supernatural bugs just getting in because he's a horrible person? Or is it just a massive infection? And my cat's at the window, obviously. Just heard it pawing at it. Anyway, the power goes out. Yes, there's a power cut. And here we see the lights come back on. There's loads of bugs. So he's freaking out. There we go. And he locks himself in his hermetically sealed bedroom. There you go. Loads of bugs there. All in his head, methinks. I don't know. I don't know. In his head physically, as we'll see. As we'll see. There he goes. Locked himself in his room. But they're still getting. What's happened there? Oh, there we go. They're still getting. And they're all over him. And then there you go. Then we cut to sometime later. And there you go. They all burst out of his body. All the cockroaches. There we go. Out of a mold of his head. So they are all in his head. Because they're coming out. Look now, like that. There you go. There you go. So that's the end of Upson, whatever his name was. So the bugs got him. That's the end of that. I do believe. I think and then we cut to the comic. So, he got bugged. And then we have Tom Savini driving. badly acting. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Tom Savini, to be honest, as a person. Yeah, he's an amazing, special makeup, special effects, whiz. But I don't like him as an actor. I didn't like him in From Dusk Till Dawn, which we just mentioned earlier. As was it Sex Machine or whatever he played. I don't like him as an actor, and I don't like him as a person, because me and my son met him at a convention, and he was a bit off. Maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know, but he was behind he was at his table, and my son was wanting his autograph, and it was a bit brusque, and it kind of put me off him. So there we go. So Tom Savini, you're a knob. Still got his autograph, but he didn't. He just scribbled his name. He didn't say to Aidan or whatever. He was here anyway. I just don't like Tom Savini. It's not to do with Sex Machine, I just don't like Tom Savini. But I acknowledge his skills as a makeup wizard. Anyway, they're looking through the comic book, and they notice that the voodoo doll thing has been cut out. Then we cut to Tom Atkins eating his breakfast, and he's saying, "Where's his son?" We noticed that one of his shirts has had some of the cloth cut out of it there. And then we cut to, and he gets up. Let's go back again. And he gets up, and he's like, saying, "Oh, he's got a pain in his neck and all that." That's spazzing out a bit. And then we see young Billy with the voodoo doll, stabbing it, and teach you to throw away my comics. And we presume he kills his dad. There you go, and that's there we go. That's the end. That's the end of Creepshow 1. And we see this again in Creepshow 2. This cover. I presume this is issue 2. Why it says there second issue, but we see this again in Creepshow 2 shortly. But yeah, that's the end. That's the end of that. I think. Yeah, then we get the credits. So there we go. That's a Creepshow. I do love it. I think it's ace, and I think all the stories are good. But I do prefer Creepshow 2. But some good tales. But everybody's favourite's the Crate, followed by the Geordie Verrill one, and then the Ted Danson. These are my favourites. Ted Danson, and then the Father's Day, and then my least favourite is the main event, the final one, because I don't like bugs anyway. I thought it was a bit of a nothing story, to be honest. Billy is Stephen King's son, is it? I don't know, is it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at young Billy. Where is he? Billy. Where are you? Where is he? It's gonna be way down the cast list, isn't it? Probably. Wraparound story. Oh, are you joking? Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. It's joking. Yes, who's like an author on his own right, isn't he? And he's wrote some films as well, hasn't he? Oh, so there you go. I didn't know that. Thank you, Joshua, for telling me that. So there you go. Bit of nepotism in Hollywood. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, right, well, I'll sort the next one out. There we go. Make myself big. Just get rid of that a moment. Hey, get rid of that. Apologies if you hear clicking and stuff. It's because I'm faffing. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play the trailer for Creepshow 2, and then we can get on with that one, can't we? So that's what we'll do next. Right. So I'm going to remove myself. Bear with me. Just bear with me. I've got to get Creepshow 2 out ready for playing, you see. That's what I'm going on about. The bloody double bills. Whose idea would it to have a double bill? Not me. Right. Is it off? It's going, right. Shush. Stop playing. Anyway, where were we? Right, the trailer for Creepshow 2. Off we go. Right. Oh, no audio for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's there. It's there. The audio's not playing, and I don't know why. Right, we'll go back again. Why's the audio not playing? I'm muted the. Just bear with me. Technical difficulties. Oh, I did. Just bear with me. Technical difficulties. Hang on, what's going on there?
5 years ago,
Right.
Stephen King and George Romero, two masters of...
I muted the site because I'm a bleeding moron. Right, we'll try it again. We'll try it again. Here comes the trailer for Creepshow 2. Unbelievable.
5 years ago, Stephen King and George Romero, two masters of the macabre, created their hallmark of horror, Creepshow. Many would argue that nothing of significance has happened since. Until now. Maybe you don't get out much.
Oh, this is crazy. This is totally crazy.
Maybe you're always running late.
I gotta go.
Or maybe you just have other things on your mind.
They gotta make me a movie star.
But if you only make it to one scary film all year, make it one you remember all year long. Creepshow 2. If you like movies that will keep you stuck to your chair. Stephen King and George Romero have conjured up an all-new Creepshow.
No! That's impossible!
Just for you.
I mean, what is it?
I don't know.
So don't just sit there.
I'm gonna swim for it right now.
Walk. Run. Swim if you have to.
I've got you!
But whatever you do, don't take your time. Because the scares come twice as quickly in
I beat you.
Creepshow 2.
I must bloody muted myself, didn't I? So there's no, if I don't mute myself, it echoes, and I bloody forgot me waffling away, Anna, waffling away, and you haven't heard me. I'll say it all again. Creepshow 2, directed by Michael Gornick, who I've never heard of, and written by George Romero, based on stories by Stephen King. It's got Lois Childs, George Kennedy, Tom Savini, who plays the creep in this, and some other people I don't know. And I've also already said Lois Childs, haven't I? And what else we're going to say? The budget was $3.5 million, box office 14 million. So it did, I suppose, okay. It's shorter than the first one at 92 minutes. Thank God, but there's only 3 stories. And to be honest, as I said earlier, I prefer this film. I prefer this film to the first one. Sorry about the audio. I'm a moron. I suppose it's easily done, isn't it? It's easily done. Right. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it because the times are wasting. Right, here we go. Creepshow 2, 1987. Are we on? Yes, we're on. Right, off we go. It's New World Pictures. I meant to look that up, didn't I? New World Pictures, because I get mixed up with New Line and New World. Is New World, were they the Charles Band? Let's have a look. Creepshow 2. Does it say anything about New World Pictures here? There we go. New World Pictures. It's Roger Corman, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course it is. Roger Corman is New World. Yes. They were Empire, wasn't it? The Charles Band. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Windgrace says, sorry, I've been quiet, have you? Oh, okay. So have I. Because I keep bloody muting myself because I'm a mental patient. Anyway, New World Pictures. So it's a Roger Corman production, technically. So here we go. New World Pictures, a lot of production, as was the first one. And here we see this like an army truck, isn't it? But it's got Tom Savini dressed up as the creeper in the back. There's this young kid who was also called Billy, but I don't know if it's the same kid or not. But here we see Tom Savini. It's not his voice; it's somebody else doing the voice. I don't know who's playing Billy. Let's have a look. Dominic John, so not related to Stephen King, or maybe he is. I don't know. Who did the voice of the creep? It says here somewhere. I've seen it. I've seen it somewhere. I have. Well, I saw it in the credits at the end of the bloody film. That's where I saw it. Come on, where's cast list? Oh no, my New World Pictures. Oh dear. Tell you, I'm not having a good day today. Voice of the creep, Joe Silver. Oh, that name rings a bell. I don't know. His distinctive deep voice was once described as the lowest voice in show business. So low that when he speaks, he unties your shoelaces. Very good. Anyway, my son's coming now. What? You're coming downstairs and I'm still in the middle of my show. Oh, can you? All right then. Okay, but it's getting to be a bit regular. Anyway, so Billy's here with the creep. It doesn't seem bothered, but there's this strange man in the back of this truck who's obviously horrible looking. But then we go to a cartoon, and it unwraps itself, and as you can see there, it's the creep show we saw at the end of the first one with Stephen King's son Billy using the voodoo doll. The animation of this is pretty good, but it's a bit squidgy. You know, all the faces are all a bit squidgy, if that's a word. Anyways, we get straight to the first story. Old Chief Woodenhead, starring George Kennedy and Dorothy Lamour. There we go. And other people. Stephen King. Maybe that's. Oh no, that's later on. It's not. That's later. That's not the cast for this one. Stephen King's in it later on in the Hitchhiker part. So we're just in the credits, aren't we? Oh, there we go. Music. Come back again. Music in this film is actually a bit weird. Who did the music? Based on stories by Stephen King. Oh, I missed it. Oh well, never mind. It's additional music by Rick Wakeman. You can tell there's a lot of keyboards in it. But the music was by Les Reed, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. Is the music? Most of it is like say keyboards and synthesizers, but for the last one, for the hitchhiker segment, it's like they've got a bit of extra money and they've splashed out on an orchestra. But anyway. I wonder if Michael Gornick did anything else. Shall we look him up? Sod it. We're live. Who cares? My son's in the kitchen doing God knows what. But it turns out he's a TV director. I bet he is. Michael Gornick director. Right. IMDb. He were an actor in Dawn of the Dead. There we go. And he's known for he's been a producer on Stephen King things, The Langoliers, The Stand, Tales from the Dark Side, and he's directed The Golden Years for TV, Monsters for TV, Tales from the Dark Side for TV, The Winners for TV. So, as I said, a TV director. But he's got an upcoming one. Oh, The Winners. Oh, it's a TV series. So there you go. So he's a TV director then. Just thought I'd share that with you. But anyway. Right, let's get on with this film. Right, so here we go. This is the creep in animated form in his castle with his very testicular-shaped chin. Anyway, then we cut to this town. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, in the description, I've put links for, Grim Life Collective have done filming locations for Creepshow and Creepshow 2. I think it's about 2 or 3 videos. I've put links in the description, and they go to this town and stuff and other places for the filming locations. So that's interesting. Anyway, so right, we're in this town. I can't remember what it's called, but here's I think it's Ray Spruce, played by the late great George Kennedy. And he owns this general store. Him and his wife Dorothy Lamore. And here is just touching up old Chief Woodenhead's war paint. He's a kindly old man who the town has fallen on hard times. And they haven't had a paying customer for 3 days. But he wants to retire. She wants to move out, and but he doesn't want to. His store is his life. Anyway, the chief of the local Native American tribe. What do you call them these days? I don't know. First People tribe. Pardon me, Benjamin something Moon. Is it? Where are we? No, I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. White Moon, Benjamin White Moon. He arrives. Obviously, his tribe have been buying things on credit from the store, and obviously they haven't got the money yet to pay him back in full. But Benjamin gives him the tribe's basically their most precious belongings. So it's like jewelry and stuff. And apparently it's worth $10,000. And he says keep that for, I think he says 2 autumns. And he says hold on to that, and we'll pay you back, and then we can take them away. If we don't pay you back, you keep them. Apparently they're worth $10,000. And obviously George Kennedy, Ray, doesn't want to do that. Say, I can't keep these. This is your tribe's, most precious stuff. But he says, no, you will do this, or it'll be a great dishonor and all that. So that's what he does. So off they go. But, the friends, they have great respect for one another. he has a quick word with Chief Woodenhead, who moves a bit. Sometimes he's there. Sometimes he's obviously a statue, but sometimes he's, you know, the man in the suit that we see moving about in a bit. And they must have got some shots where it was the man in the suit, and you can see him moving. Not very good at standing still. Anyway, and we have a passage of time. What? Don't start, Aidan. I'm in the middle of a show. Be sensible.
Ewan,
What?
finish that show, or I'll bust your fat head.
Oh, very good. Here, thank you. Have you done?
Get back to that show.
I'm doing. No, I will do when you stop talking to me and pointing your finger at me.
Get back to your show, or I'll bust your fat head. Mm.
Right.
Nice house for dinner later. After you're done with your show.
Right. Anyway, go back in the store, and this is Sam White Moon. He's the nephew of the chief, and for some reason he thinks he's gorgeous, but he's an ugly bugger. He's an ugly bugger. Well, I think he is. And he's there with his motley crew. There we go. That's who's he? I'll have to check him because he looks familiar. Don Harvey as Andy Kavanagh. He looks familiar. I've seen him in something else. Let's see if it shows us anything. No, it just says he's an American actor. I've probably seen him on TV. He looks familiar. What have I seen him in? Yeah, he's been in lots of stuff. Tank Girl, Thin Red Line, yeah, stuff like that. He's been in a million things. So yeah, he's one of those faces, and he's one of those faces. Anyway, he's I forgot his name. What did I say? Andy Kavanagh. That's his character's name. He's a rich kid. His father's rich, but he's hanging about with Sam for some reason because it's a small town. There's not a lot to do. Basically, they're robbing the old man. We also see somebody called Fatso in a minute, who's always eating, obviously. But there he is. He's played by David Holbrook. I don't know if he's related to Hal, who we saw in the previous film. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Wingrace. Wingrace says Native American is still fine, or Indigenous. You never know. But we can't call them Indians. Anyway, bit of product placement, by the way. A bit of Pepsi. There we go. A lot of Pepsi. And Trident, is that gum? Probably. Anyway, so they're robbing him. They're taking all the stuff, emptying the shelves. George Kennedy, Ray, says your uncle would be ashamed of you, and he don't care about the tribe. Cares about his long hair though. He thinks he's going to go to Hollywood and be a star because he thinks he's gorgeous. I mean, look at him, he's an ugly bugger. Says it took him 9 years to grow his hair. 9 years to grow that. 3 years that. 3 years of growth there. Look, so it's as long as he's. It's obviously not as full because it's not a wig. Oh dear. Only product placement I like is Zima in Babylon 5. Is it? Oh, right. That's what Wingrace says. Which was Zima? I can't remember. Watched Babylon 5 loads of times. I can't remember Zima. Only thing I'd remember is that comedy show that we're always on about. Shoot. And they were laughing. I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, thinks he's going to go to Hollywood and become famous, and he wants the bag of jewels. Oh, he takes Dorothy Lamour's purse and takes all the money out of that. But he also wants the bag of trinkets, the $10,000. Where we learn it's worth $10,000. So he's going to take that and go to Hollywood. He's threatening her. He's got his gun on Dorothy Lamour, and it goes off in a minute because Ray keeps stepping towards, and he won't give the jewels over. There we go. That's him not giving them over. The gun goes off, kills her. There we go. So she dies, and then he shoots Ray. So like a double homicide. So they're both dead now. So he takes the stuff. I'll get out. The other two are not happy about this. Fatso's already thrown up. He'd sent the rich kid out to get the car. Apparently, he's got a Firebird that his dad bought for him to get the car. So he's gone to get the car. They're gonna. So they head out, and Ozzy also shoots up the store as old Chief Woodenhead watches on. I think we also saw him move a bit. His eyes moved a bit, and he doesn't look happy. He also shoots Chief Woodenhead, and he gets in the car and they drive off. And here we go, the Chief. Look, it's moving now. Look, it's coming to life. It's a pretty good costume, I must admit. I think it is. There we go, it's coming to life. He puts his war paint on. There's the paint that Ray were using earlier on. So he puts his war paint on. He's going to go sort these three out now. Sam White Moon tells them, and drop me off at home, and then they've got to go and get the stuff, and then he's got to pick them all back up again as the rich kid. They're going to head to Hollywood. And they're kind of like, they're not sure about it, but they're going to go on with it for some reason. Here's the Chief putting his war paint on. And then he goes, ah! he screams into the night. Anyway, and then we see Fatso obviously eating and watching some rubbish program on the TV. And then these arrows appear out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from. They must come through because he lives in a trailer, so they must come through the wall of the trailer. There's a post on his wall. Oh, I think we missed a few of them. Let's go back a bit. I'm trying to go back a bit more. He sits down. There we go. And for God's sake, stop doing that. Stop going to the naughty bits. Never mind. Anyway, he gets three. He gets an arrow through his chest and one through his hand and then one through his head. But they're from behind, so they must have come through the wall of the trailer somehow. But anyway, that's the end of Fatso. Then we get to this is the Kavanagh house, the rich kid. He's sneaking out. There we go. And he hears a noise in the garage. So he goes to check it out. He sees his car's being smashed up with an axe. And then, I'll go back again. And as he enters the room, the door closes. I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. And there's Chief Woodenhead in shadow. And he gets him. Bonk. With his axe. Or is it a tomahawk? Whatever. And there he is. Dead on the car. And then all we've got left is Sam White Moon. He's put a shirt on. For some reason. And there we go. The Chief's arrived and he shoots him, then hides in the bathroom. But old Chief White Moon comes through the wall, Robocop style, drags him through. Hang on, I'm too far. Drags him through, as we'll see. And here we go. Scalps him. We don't see it. That's as close as we get to seeing it. We see his knife come down. There you go. That's it. Then Chief Benjamin White Moon wakes up as though from a nightmare. Maybe he dreamt that all this had happened, and we see he's got the pouch of goodies back, and he sees there's blood on it. So he drives out to the store. We see old Chief Woodenhead has got Sam's scalp in his hand. And he just comes out and says, now you can, the chief says, now you can, Chief Benjamin says, now you can, rest in peace. I thought, well, his two friends are dead in bloody star. That's it. That's how this segment ends. He's just worried about, the old Chief Woodenhead. Never mind Ray and his missus that are lying dead in the bloody shop. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's the end of that segment. But everything's okay as long as Chief Woodenhead can now rest in peace, along with Ray and his wife. Right, so young Billy, in cartoon form, is heading to the post office to pick up a parcel. And so what was in there? And it's $9 cash on delivery, and it's sort of a Venus flytrap. Venus flytrap bulbs, and the fella says, you know, they're probably just petunias or something. He says, no, they're not. So he pays his money, takes his parcel out, and then the creeper arrives with his testicular chin. And there we get another view of Stephen King's son, Billy, in the scene from the end of the first film. But we see Chief Woodenhead there. That's from the raft. That must be from the hitchhiker, maybe. I don't know. I'd want him shut down too. Who knows what else would set him off? What in about Chief Woodenhead? He'd be handy to have around, though, wouldn't he? But anyway. So then we head on to the raft. The raft is next. Here we go. So get some, you know, young college kids smoking dope and having a good time on the way to a lake, to a raft. We see this girl here who seems quiet, and we think, oh, she's going to be the final girl. She's the first to die. Spoilers. So they're heading out to this lake, and this secluded lake. There it is. They arrive there and says, oh, the raft's there. And he said he were there earlier in the year, and it were there. I don't know what they're on about. Why they're obsessed with this raft, I don't know. But you can also see something there near it. I wonder what that might be. Anyway, they get out, and they quickly shed their clothes, get in the water. It's really cold, apparently. Doesn't look very cold, does it? But apparently the water's really cold. So anyway, they all swim out to the raft. Off they go. Go on, get on with it. There you go. Even the girls get in, look. Swim to the raft. Oh, the young fella. By the way, the names of the characters here are Deke, Laverne. Laverne's a bloke, by the way. I thought Laverne was a girl's name. I don't know. Randy and Rachel. Hang on. Hang on. We've two. I'm confused here. We've two boys and two girls, haven't we? And the raft cast is Paul Satterfield as Deke, is an American actor. Jeremy Green as Laverne. Daniel Beer as Randy. And Paige Hannah as Rachel. So what Jeremy Green is Laverne? Is Jeremy Green a transgender person? I don't know. We'll have to look that up now. It's piqued my interest. It has. It's piqued my interest, has that? By the way, you can keep looking at Randy's bottom. I think that's Randy's bottom. Jeremy Green, actor. Let's have a look. Jeremy Green, actress now. All right. So is it a woman called Jeremy? It is, yeah. Oh, there you go. No, it's just a woman called Jeremy. You know, like you can have Starfleet officers, females called Michael. Right, okay. And she's the one in red, by the way, is Laverne. So there you go. Chief Woodenhead should have been proactive, not reactive. Yeah. Yeah. He should have burst in before all the shooting started, shouldn't he? To protect the the tribal treasures. Anyway. Maybe somebody swapped later in life. No, apparently not. Apparently Jeremy is a girl. She's the one in red. So I didn't know you could call girls Jeremy, but you can now. Well, you can call men Shirley, can't you? Marion, so why not? Anyway, they all head out to the raft. Oh, wow, this fella here. Is that Deke or Randy? I can't remember which is which. One of them's Deke and one of them's Randy. Take your pick. It doesn't really matter. Michael isn't a Starfleet. Obviously, she's the Starfleet. Obviously, she's the key to everything. She's Space Jesus. That's what she is. Anyway, he sees this like oil slick on the surface of the water where a duck seems to be in trouble. Sorry, I'm doing that with my hand. A duck seems to be flapping about. So he tells them, and it starts heading their way, and he tells the girls to swim faster. So they get him out of the water, and they're saying, "What's up with you? Meanwhile, Jeremy Laverne is still in the water swimming. They're not the fastest of swimmers. I mean, and she gets out just in time. Look, it's just there is the icky stuff. That's supposed to be like an oil slick, but it just looks like a big tarpaulin that they're just pulling about in the water. But you know, whatever. It does its job. Anyway, so they're all wondering what to do. They're stuck on this raft now, but don't matter. They've still got some joints to smoke. By the way, he had a little, like a waterproof thing that he had in his trunks. That's why he's still got some joints to smoke. The car's still there playing music, by the way, and he says nobody knows we're here. So I'm sure somebody knows, but anyway. So he's worrying about all this, and see this oil slick, and then I forgot her name already. What did I say? Rachel. She just has to stick her finger in the stuff, you know, because she's stupid. And there we go. And it grabs hold of her arm and makes it all manky and drags her in. Drags her into the water, into the gunk. So in she goes. Oh, Laverne obviously thought that were funny. By the way, check, make sure. Oh, Cobra 111111 says cool show, like it. Thank you. Even though I'm buggering it up, that's a Rumble chat. Yay! But no chats on Twitch yet. But I've had one on Rumble. Huzzah! So this is the end of Rachel. She's getting dragged down into the gunk. She says, it hurts, and they can't do anything. And Laverne's not happy. She's got lovely teeth, hasn't she? Like a horse. There we go, there's Rachel. All gone. And they're wondering what to do now. And they say it might be full, so it might go away. Don't go away. So, it's cold as well, by the way. But anyway. Wondering what to do, and then well, she puts on. If you noticed, Laverne, she puts on the late Rachel's jumper to keep warm, and it's got lovely fingernails as well, lovely hands. Actually, I quite like this woman called Jeremy. But anyway, all right. What happens next? Yes, it goes under the raft. Does the slick. And it comes up through the gaps in the boards, and it grabs hold of whoever he is, Randy Deek. I don't know which one it is. Grabs hold of his foot and starts dragging him down. And there's a cool bit in a minute. See if we see it. If we see it, it pulls him down, and there's a cool bit with his leg. You ready? Here we go. Hang on. In a minute. Here we go. This might be it. Oh no! Oh, really look concerned, don't they? Good acting. Here he goes. It pulls him down, and his leg obviously, you know, breaks the wrong way. Come on, get on with it. Let me pass that. There we go. There it is. Look, he can kick his own forehead now, like in Jackass. Yes, like in Deep Rising. Did that happen in Deep Rising? Oh, the woman on the toilet, didn't it? Is that what I'm thinking of? I saw it in something else as well. Oh, let's see. Can't remember. I saw something similar in another film. It wasn't the Blob in that one. I'm thinking of him from RoboCop that got broke in half and pulled through a bookcase or whatever. Anyway, it's cool. So that's the end of him, whatever he's called, Randy or Deke. I'll call him Randy. Didn't take his ring though for some reason. It came off. So then I'm wondering what to do. He learns that if they just stay in the middle of the boards and not stand on the cracks, it can't get to them. So there you go. And eventually it goes away. There you go. There it is, sliding away. And time passes, there you go. It's night time now, so it'll be getting cold. And I think she falls asleep. I think we get to the next day, and she's asleep. He's keeping watch. He said, you know, I'll keep watch for a while, then you'll keep watch for a while. So anyway, so it ends up being morning. A bully got folded in half and pulled into a pipe in it. Oh, is that what I'm thinking of? Deep Rising. It was the captain pulled through the catwalk. Yes, it was. Yeah, yes, it was. Anyway, good is Deep Rising. It's good. One of Stephen Sommers' best films. It was on his second film, wasn't it? I think it was his first like Jungle Book, which my son likes. He's got that on DVD. But I really like Deep Rising. I think it's his best film. Anyway, where were we? Right, next day. They've survived the night. She's asleep. He puts her down and decides he's going to cop a feel. You know, it's probably perfect, Heather. There you go, he's copping a feel. But she's got her face up against the cracks in the raft, in the boards. So we all know what's going to happen because get off! Get off that quick, get off! YouTube will have my guts for garters. I used to edit these and bloody, cover stuff up like that. Hopefully it'll not get noticed, I hope. Hopefully it'll not get noticed. I didn't know that were coming. I'd forgotten. Anyway, she gets pulled in and she gets her through the boards, and it drags her in the water. So that's the end of her. While that's happening, he swims to shore. So he dives in the water and swims to shore, not particularly quickly. I mean, I can't swim, and I'd swim faster than him. But anyway, he makes it to shore and says, I've beaten you. But then, he was saying there, I've beaten you. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I've beaten you. But then it gets him. It gets him and drags him off into the water. Go on, fade in. That was a long fade to black, wasn't it? But never mind. There you go. There it is, dragging him back in. So they've all been got. The car's just left there. Nobody knows where they are. And then there's a sign saying no swimming. So they should have looked at the sign, shouldn't they? Right. So we're back to one of the wraparound stories, the animated thing. Here's this super muscly kid who kind of reminds me of Jack Black, but obviously Jack Black, he were alive. He wasn't famous though when this were out. I don't know who he's supposed to look like. Anyway, they're chasing young Billy and on their bikes, and they stop him, and he gets his parcel that he's just picked up of Venus flytraps. And there you go, Billy's unhappy. And they're all laughing at him with their squishy faces. And he takes one of the Venus flytrap bulbs out and splatters it with his boot, with spurs on. Anyway, so Billy kicks him in the balls and then gets on his bike, and they pedal away and they're chasing him. Then the creeper arrives and says, "Time for one more story." And then we get to the hitchhiker. I've got to be careful here now because there's some more boobage. Lois Childs, who you may know from Moonraker, the James Bond film. I presume she's been in other things, but that's where I remember her from. And this. So I've got to be careful here now. Got to be careful. I better check, Anta, make sure we're still streaming on YouTube. We're still okay for the moment. Ooh. Anyway, we'll see what happens. See what happens. Anyway, she's in bed with basically, a male escort. That's how we'll put it. Right. So anyway, she notices there's been a power cut, and Stephen King books look on the thingy. And she's late getting home, and it's like 11 something at night. So she gets out of bed. It has to be quick here. Just did it with 3 clicks. Got past the boobage. Right. She gets out of bed and tells him to get an alarm, a wind-up alarm clock. And he says, "No, I don't like wind-up ones. I like this one." So he's putting that right. She pays him some money. She throws him some money. He says he wants more, because he's satisfied her and all that. So she gives him a bit more. Apparently, $150 is what she gives him. That's how much she pays him. $25 a crisis. That's how it could be put. Anyway, so she's got to head home. We learn that she's rich and she's having an affair, with this young fella and paying him. But she's got to get home or, something to get divorced from her rich lawyer husband. So there we go. So she sets off home and puts her driving gloves on. There we go. She's got a Mercedes. So she sets off. And as she's driving, she's worrying about what she's going to tell her husband. She thinks she's going to be late home. He's never late, apparently. So it's going through her mind about what she'll say to him. And, went to a movie. She went out with drinks. She went out and got laid. That's how she ends up saying it. Anyway, she lights a cigarette and then she drops the bugger. And as she's trying to get the burning cigarette, the car's weaving about all over. And then she hits a hitchhiker who's holding a sign for Dover. I presume that's Dover in America, not Dover in Kent in England. The major port. But anyway, she's run this poor fella over, played by, I do believe, Tom Wright, who I don't know. Hitchhiker. Yeah, Tom Wright is the hitchhiker. Lois Childs as Annie Lansing. David Beecroft as Annie's lover. Richard Parks as George Lansing. Stephen King is coming up as a truck driver. And Sherry Bryson as woman at accident. Anyway, so she's knocked him, killed him, essentially, as she thinks she has. And she's like, "Oh, God, what am I going to do now?" And then she sees lights of a car coming around the corner and she decides to, to leg it, basically. Pressing the wrong buttons again. She decides to leg it. So she drives away. Oh, she's going to get out and see to him, but she sees lots of blood. So she turns her headlights off and drives away. This other car comes round the corner. I do believe that may be a BMW, but don't quote me on that. Cars aren't my strong suit. But she drives away. So it's a hit and run. The fella that stops actually turns out to be her husband. There's the poor unfortunate hitchhiker. This is actually her husband, not this. That is. But we don't know that yet. Stephen King also stopped saying, "Hey, why isn't my son in this movie?" Oh, pardon me, I'm burping. Give me a drink. He's saying, "Why ain't my son in this movie?" But he's calling 911 on his car phone, complete with wire, because it's 1987 after all. Some other people stop and say, "Oh, there's been an accident," etc. There we are. Lois, sorry, I forgot her name already. Somewhat Lansing. Annie. Is it Annie? Did I say Annie? I think I did, didn't I? Yes. Annie's driving home. Using the windscreen wipers to clean the blood off her windshield, as you call it. We call it a windscreen. You've got a windshield. So she's worrying about that now. She's thinking, it's going through her head now. Actually reminds me a little bit of Marion Crane in Psycho, the way she has these little conversations in her head. There's a lot of that, except she doesn't have them in her head. She just speaks them out loud in this. And then she's saying, "Can I live with it?" And then she's saying, "Well, it might not be dead. We never actually found out." And then she says, "If I can't live with it, I'll give myself up." But then she sees him again. She puts some music on. And she's driving home. And then she goes round another. Is it a turnpike? I don't know. We just call them junctions. That's it. She goes round this thing. And she sees the hitchhiker again. So she stops the car. And he comes running. and she's looking back, and then she's like, well, "What's going on?" And then he disappears. She's thinking, "Oh, you're imagining this." But then he appears at the window, and he's going, "Hey, lady, thanks for the ride," and all that. So she drives off, and what's going on? And then his hand appears through the sunroof. Don't know why the sunroof were open. It's middle at night, but and grabs her. So she sets off, and he's hanging on the roof. There he is, and he keeps saying, "Thanks for the ride, lady." But then she's driving through the woods with him hanging on the roof. Some good stunt work, by the way, in this segment. I wouldn't want to be this stunt man. And there she drives under a low hanging log, and he gets knocked off the top of the car. So she stops. Actually, no, she drives out onto the road, I do believe, in a minute. And then she gets a gun. She's got a gun, a 6-shooter, a revolver, whatever, in the glove compartment. And she gets that out. And just as she does that, he appears at the door going, "Hey, lady, thanks for the ride." And he's looking a bit more done in than he was before. So she shoots him a few times. In the chest and in the head and in the hand. There we go. So as he's getting more gory each time we see him. And then she kicks him out. And starts the car, drives off, and then she stops and reverses. There we see him. He's not looking well, is he? Anyway, she reverses over him, and then drives over him again. So it's it's quite gruesome. It's quite gruesome, I must admit. I first saw this when I was quite young, to be honest. I know 1987. Actually, I want you. I was 20 years old when this came out. Mandela effect, you see. I'm thinking I was quite young when I saw this, and obviously I wasn't. But it made an impact on me for the brutality of this final segment. Quite young. What a knobhead. Anyway, so she drives over him a few times, and she doesn't know what's going on. But she's saying, "I got you." Ha ha ha. And then he appears over the hood of the car. His hand appears, and he drags himself up, and he holds his side up saying, "You killed me." And then we get a little scene of this is a good bit. She's driving with this. I'm presuming there's a stuntman strapped to the front of the car, because you can see him pounding on the bonnet, and it doesn't look like a dummy. It looks like there's a stuntman hanging on the front of the car. I wouldn't want to be him. Isn't it? There's a stuntman hanging on the front of that car. It's obviously strapped to it, but I wouldn't want to be that man. I hope they paid him a good amount of money, because look, that car's bombing down that dirt road, isn't it? Crazy they are. Anyway, she goes flying through the woods again, and she hits a tree, crushes the hitchhiker. So she reverses a bit and slams the car into him again several times, turning him into mush, basically. And she like passes out, into unconsciousness herself. And when she comes to, it starts snowing. And she comes to, and there's no sign of the hitchhiker. She thinks it were all a dream. I don't know where all the blood comes from on the bonnet of her car, but she can't see it because it's covered in snow, isn't it, at the moment? But we do see it in a minute when she gets home. So she thinks it were all a dream, and she just had an accident. She didn't really kill the hitchhiker. That's what she's thinking. So she drives home through the woods. She gets back to her lovely posh house, and she notes that her husband's not home for the first time in forever. He's late, and we know why, because he was at that accident with the hitchhiker. But she pulls into the garage, or the garage, and she opens the car door, thinking, she's safe now. As we can see, it's covered in blood, is the car. But then as she's about to get out, we get as last. There we go. The hitchhikers appeared again, looking not very well. Hello, DJ. It's a bit late. We're nearly done. Hang on, wrong one. There we go. We're nearly done, but never mind. I need to head out. Probably won't be here Monday for the holiday or Friday for a wedding I'm attending. Take care of. Well, yes, have a nice time. What holiday is it for you on Monday? Here it's bank holiday Monday, spring bank holiday. I don't know what holiday you have in America. Is it Memorial Day or something like that? I don't know. I'm guessing. And have a nice time at the wedding. I hope don't get too drunk. Don't get into any fights. Weddings always have fights, don't they? So yeah. So anyway, thanks for popping by, and I'll see you when I see you. Hey, Memorial Day. Yes. All right. At least I know some things about America, just not American presidents or generals from last week. Anyway, just so you could look at the hitchhiker's gory visage a bit more, and then it's going, thanks for the ride, lady. Well, giving it all that. And she screams and gets back in the car, but he dives on her. And it's a cool scene, to be honest. And just as I was watching this earlier on, my son came down, as he does, and was saying, "Oh my goodness, what's this?" I said, "It's Creepshow 2, Aidan." Hey, bless him. So he's there giving it all. Thanks for the ride, lady. And that's how that little segment ends. And then the husband comes home. Passage of time, a bit of a Scooby-Doo ending. The husband arrives and he goes into the garage. It's all full of smoke. And there we see, see, I've gone too far now. Opens the door and then we see, gone over there for? Stupid thing. They'll have to play it because it's playing silly beggars. Because the car engine was still running, she mustn't have turned it off. So there we go. The garage was filled with Paddy on Win Grace next Friday. I watched that quite recently, Wayne's World, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I thought it wouldn't have aged well, but I still enjoyed it. I've got Wayne's World 2 to watch, and I haven't got round to it. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, so they find there she's dead, and with the hitchhiker's board, and there we go. So that's the end of Annie Lansing, and she had it coming to her, didn't she? She had it coming. But let me see the creep in something or other. Then we cut to then the final segment is there we go. Billy's being chased by the bullies and they're going to private property by order of Gornick Realty Company. Mike Gornick, the director, remember. So they go in here, and I don't really understand this bit, but never mind. But they're about to beat Billy up, but then these giant Venus flytraps appear. And I don't know why they've appeared. He hadn't had a chance to plant them, has he? And I don't know. I don't understand it. But they arrive and they dispatch all the bullies and the main one, and there he's inside its mouth. There he is, and it eats him and spits out his boot, and then Billy laughs, and then we cut to real life, live action, and there's Tom Savini in makeup. Throwing out bats or demons and cartoon versions of the comic. There it is. Yes, it was though then. There we go. With Stephen King's son. So Stephen King's son was in this film, but in animated form. Oh dear. And off he goes. He drives off, laughing, ha ha ha. And that's how the film ends. There we go. We get the credits. Oh, there we go. It's all fun. It's all a bit of fun. So that's the end of the Creepshow 2. There's no after credit scenes, not them sort of films, are there? Right, let me get rid of that. There's too many buttons to click on this thing. There we go. I can close that now. Right, remove that. So that's it. Creepshow, Creepshow 2. There is a Creepshow 3, but it's rubbish. I've got it, through dodgy processes. Not paid for the bugger. But I won't go to watch that because it's crap. It's Creepshow 3. I've not seen it all. I just started watching it. I thought this is garbage. And it's not connected in any way to the previous two. It's just cashing in on the name. So anyway. So that's it. So Creepshow 1 and 2. I do enjoy them. I prefer Creepshow 2, to be honest. I find it more enjoyable and more fun than the first one. Although, the crate is amazing. But there you go. Right, so I'm going to go now because my son. Hang on, what's that? What's Joshua saying? Maximum Overdrive. I was about Maximum Overdrive. I haven't seen that for a lot of years. Stephen King's sole directorial effort, in it. And apparently were high on drugs at the time, wasn't he? With Emilio Estevez, in it, in that one. With the truck with the Green Goblin on the front of it, isn't it? That one. But no, I don't think I'm doing that. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, we'll leave it there. So yeah, give Creepshow 2 a whirl. They're a lot of fun. I like the second one better. Don't bother with the third one. It's not worth it. So, right, we'll leave it there. I'm back on Monday. Well, I'm back on Sunday with my Sunday news roundup. I'll be doing my usual little videos in between news things. If something happens. But I'll be back on Monday with my Monday Moan, which this week is going to be Labyrinth. Another film I don't like. So I'll have to watch that bloody thing next, won't I? Oh, God. But anyway, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Hang on, let me get myself sorted here. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Thanks for joining in, by the way. Windgrace and Joshua and DJ and the chap on Cobra 111111 on Rumble. Have we had any chats on Twitch? No, probably not even anybody watching, but never mind. So thanks for joining in and doing all that. I thought I was going to have a guest tonight. My mate said he was going to come up tonight. He says, I know you do your Friday night appointment with Fear, but I'm going to come up and he says I might come up. I said, well, fair enough. He said I'll sit in the background and whatever. But anyway, and these Jay, sorry, there we go. I like your hat. Do you have a merch store? No, I don't. No, I don't have a merch store. I got this hat. This is a patch. I had the patch made. You can have patches made, custom patches. I did like 10 of them, and I just sewed this onto a cap. And but no, I haven't got a merch store. I wouldn't even know how to set one up, to be honest. I'm not like the podcast guys or all these professionals that do all this stuff. I wouldn't know where to start. Anyway, right, I'm going to go now. Next. My son wants his dinner, as he calls it. Don't know what I'm going to get at this time. What time is it? Oh, it's time. There's time to order. It's almost 11 o'clock at night here. The time to order some grub. Right, so we will leave it there. Thanks for watching. Wherever you are, don't have nightmares. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee.